Hello, folks, and welcome to week 7 of the Lenten initiative from Father Bernie McAniff from the Society of Jesus. My name is Rory O'Neill. I'm the alumni director here at John Carroll. We want to lead off our final installment of this program with gratitude, just to say thank you to everybody who's been dialing in each week. This is a new program for our office to be running, and we've been so excited to bring it to you, and we've loved the feedback we've gotten. So thank you so much for dialing in each week during Lent. We are actually broadcasting our final installment here from a different space on campus. This is the Blue Streak Studios. John Carroll's made a healthy six-figure investment in this part of campus. It's in the O'Malley Center. It's one of our newer, more renovated spaces, and our communication students get to use this space. We wanted to kind of show you guys one of the new spaces here on campus. But again, thank you so much for being here. We're so happy you've been dialing in, and this has been a wonderful program. So I'm going to hand it off here to Father Bernie. By the way, our setup here, this is not a game show, all right? This is not a game show, nor is it the evening news, but we are happy to be here. So Father Bernie's going to do a reading today. Spoiler alert, it's not the Passion. We've got through that on Palm Sunday, but Father Bernie's going to do something here from the book of Isaiah to get started, and then on to an examine, and that'll be us. So Father Bernie, thank you again for sharing your thoughts and your wisdom and leading this program. And take it away. Thanks so much.
Reading from chapter 42 of Isaiah. Here is my servant, whom I uphold, my chosen one, with whom I am well pleased, upon whom I have put my spirit. He shall bring forth justice to the nations, not crying out, not shouting, not making his voice heard in the street. A bruised reed he shall not break, and a smoldering wick he shall not quench, until he establishes justice on the earth. The coastlands will wait for his teaching. Thus says God the Lord, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spreads out the earth with its crops, who gives breath to its people, and spirit to those who walk on it. I, the Lord, have called you for the victory of justice. I have grasped you by the hand. I formed you and set you as a covenant of the people, a light for the nations, to open the eyes of the blind, to bring out prisoners from confinement, and from the dungeon those who live in darkness. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. The book of Isaiah features 4 servant songs. This one was in the 40s, several more are in the chapters in the 50s of Isaiah. God speaks to the pain of the Jewish people's exile in Babylon and sends a servant who will bring justice. After Israel entered into the land after that long time in the desert, their grip on the land was broken by a superpower. The Babylonians, the Israelites experienced defeat at the hands of the Babylonians on their own soil. It's something the U.S. has never quite experienced. And that means that they are in need of consolation, in need of solace. And then as Israel languishes there, they wonder, is God still our God? And this Isaiah quote says, yes, God is their God. But the servant also says something more, that God is the universal God. God is more than just the God of Israel, of all the earth. The servant is God's response to the crisis, and the servant will bring justice, not domination. Israel will be vindicated, yet so will prisoners everywhere, all the nations. We think of Jesus as being held in a windowless basement on Holy Thursday night. If you've ever been to Israel, the chief priest's house has a really labyrinthine basement, and Jesus descends these stairs. It's windowless. There's no escape. There's no escape hatch. He's down there overnight. So the servant song speaks to his existence too. The servant will one day usher in a new age of God's justice. He will be a light to the nations, and we think ahead to the Easter Vigil when we hear 3 times, Christ our light. Thanks be to God. I'd like to just discuss with you a little bit of the whole overview of Holy Week this week. My most memorable Holy Week was spent in Honduras in the year 2010. On Palm Sunday, the Passion is read down there, but it's mimed. There is a Jesuit mime troupe run by a North American Jesuit who performs the Passion. At the end of the Passion, they take Jesus' lifeless body out, six or four mime artists, and they hold his body up like this, and they carry him out of the cathedral. And no one needs to have a 10th grade education to know what has happened with that mime troupe and what has happened to Jesus. On Good Friday at someone's house, I noticed in Honduras 2 women parishioners with dyed hands. One had a purple hand, one had a green hand. I was not familiar with why they would have these dye marks on their hands. And each of them had been dyeing wood chips, which would be formed later on Good Friday into carpet designs in the streets of this little town, El Progreso, a little city. And in their tradition, the carpet is called an alfombra. It's an Arabic word. There are a lot of Arabic loanwords in Spanish. Different designs, a face of Christ in one alfombra, a symbol type design, symbolic type design in another alfombra. And after the Good Friday liturgy ends, the corpus is taken from the cathedral's main sanctuary cross and carried out in procession all the way to another church for symbolic burial. And everyone from 80 and 90-year-old women down to 20-year-olds holding their newborn child, they walked the streets of El Progreso behind and with the corpus of Christ being taken to another church for burial. And as they go over these alfombras, their feet are comforted by the thickness of the alfombra. And at the same time, that beautiful artistic design is sort of a one-time only design. It's interrupted. It's sort of trashed by their footsteps. And then on Holy Saturday, there is the vigil. And then on Sunday, after the High Mass from the cathedral at El Progreso, 2 processions leave the church, one carrying a statue of Mary, the other carrying a statue of the risen Christ. One goes to the left of the church, one goes to the right of the church, and they go behind the apse, the sanctuary of the church, outside the sanctuary of the church. And Jesus and Mary meet. And this fulfills an imaginative prayer given to us in Ignatius's spiritual exercises, that Mary was certainly visited by Jesus on the day of his resurrection. So what is the grace of Holy Week? Speaking of the Ignatian spiritual exercises, the grace is for all of us, you and me, to stay loyal to Jesus Christ throughout all the downturns of the week until that resurrection moment. Let's conclude with our Lenten examen. Please place yourself in God's presence. Give thanks for God's great love for you. Perhaps say a prayer. Create in me a clean heart, O Lord. Fill me with your Spirit. Enkindle in me the fire of your love. Send forth your Spirit, and I shall be created, and thou shalt renew the face of the earth. Pray for the grace to understand how God is acting in your life this Lent. Review your experience so far of Lent. How am I paying attention to what really matters this season? What signs of renewal or new life do I notice? Reflect on what moments stand out and how you felt in those moments. What might God be telling you through your experiences and feelings? Take some time to ask forgiveness for the times you weren't at your best. Offer up more gratitude for the blessings that have emerged. Whatever comes to mind, talk with God about it. Look toward Easter. Ponder how you might collaborate more effectively with God's desire for you to live more fully. Conclude in the normal way. Bring your hands together, blow out a candle if you have lighted one. Conclude with the Our Father. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. I've enjoyed walking with you these 6 or 7 weeks of the presentations. May you have a wonderful Easter, and may those blessings stay with you and your family for a long, long time. Thank you.